Today we are going to see the best of Istanbul on two different budgets.
Istanbul is one of those phenomenal cities that is on many travelers' bucket lists. But how expensive is it to visit? Today we're discovering how much you can experience in Istanbul on a pretty tight budget. I'm going to be exploring on a budget of just $10, which is 90 lira, versus a really comfortable budget.
I'm going for a luxurious day with $100. Adventure time! See you later!
We are going to be starting off in the Sultan Ahmet neighborhood, which has pretty much all of the main tourist sites here in Istanbul. And smack in the middle of this district is perhaps the most famous and important religious monument in all of Istanbul, maybe all of Turkey. This is the Hagia Sophia. As a sign of respect, women are expected to wear a headscarf inside of the mosque. Let's go and check it out. This is an incredible stop. This is probably the #1 site you have to see if you're planning on coming to Istanbul. This mosque was initially built as a church as part of the Byzantine Empire in the 6th century, then converted into a mosque in the 15th century, and then Atatürk in the 20th century turned it into a museum. And now a few years ago it was turned back into a mosque. So a bit of a complicated history, but it is known for being one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. I just arrived around prayer time. You can hear the call of prayer as well. During prayer time, which is 5 times a day, this front section is sectioned off to all women. Only the men can come in this part to pray. I was not aware, but someone stopped me as I tried to enter. Women actually go on a separate side of the mosque in one of the side aisles. Oh, my goodness, that was hot. It's like 32 degrees outside today. Face mask, thick headscarf, that really gets the sweat going. In addition to being one of the most spectacular buildings in all of Turkey, it is also free to enter.
I'm going to start off my day here at Topkapi Palace. It was home to the Sultan and his 300 concubines that made up his harem. So it was a bit of a place of debauchery. While walking to the palace here, I got myself a little chicken durum to start off the day because I was already a little bit hungry and couldn't wait for lunch. Got my ticket for the Topkapi Palace here, 285 lira, which is actually quite a lot, to be honest. It's more than $30 just to visit the palace and the harem as well. I looked it up online. It said it was 170, which is supposed to be like $19. My budget is a little bit wonky for today. Gonna see where we end up. Just made it into the Topkapi Palace. This place is massive. It's not just one big building like the usual typical palaces you would know, but it's like a really big, massive complex of a lot of different buildings. Behind me are the sleeping quarters, there's the audience chamber, there's a kitchen area there, and there's so much more. I don't know where to start even. This is massive. I'm gonna stay out of this area just to be sure. I'm now in the area of the palace that's called the Harem. It is where the Sultan lived with his family. I read somewhere that according to Islamic law he could have up to 4 wives. Indeed, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 wives. But also his harem lived here. There were up to 300 concubines here living in this area. So Sultan had up to 4 wives and 300 concubines here. Can you imagine that? Just thinking of 4 wives alone makes my head ache. And on top of that, 300 other women. Not for me. The private area of the Sultan and his family are the most beautiful in all of the palace. It is a labyrinth of 300 magnificently decorated rooms connected by courtyards and fountains. While this place is massive, only a handful of rooms are open to the public.
So the Hagia Sophia is over there, and I'm going to have lunch right over here. Kufta and ayran for 23. Can I have that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Şimdi yapacağım ben.
did not realize how hungry I was until they put this plate down in front of me. So this is what kofta looks like. This is a grilled meatball. And it's really, really good. And it goes together really, really well with this item, which is like a yogurt-based drink. Which is especially good after sweating my butt off in the mosque.
Now it is time to pamper myself a little bit with all that money I've got to spend. After researching the best things to do here in Istanbul, I came across the Turkish Hamam treatment. I found Hamam here. I'm now in the hot room. It's like a Finnish sauna, except it's not Finnish, it is Turkish. It is super hot in here, and just in here for 2-3 minutes now. And sweating a lot. I spent about 15 minutes in the hot room, followed by 15 minutes in the steam room, which feels even hotter. After that, you lie on the heated marble platform as your talik or attendant rinses you off and uses a special mitten to exfoliate your skin. The attendant will squeeze a mountain of puffy smooth bubbles all over your body and give you a gentle massage. Oh man, what an experience. And now I even get some tea. Some water, fruit juice, some brownies.
Well, this day is getting more and more interesting by the minute. So aside from being budget challenged, if that's a word, I am also navigationally challenged today because we only have one local Turkish SIM card and that one is in Naik's phone. So right now I don't have any internet, so I can't use it to navigate, which is not exactly ideal in a city of 16 million people. I did download an offline map of Istanbul on Google Maps, but my phone is not working, so it's not showing me where I am, so I can't really tell where I'm supposed to go. So I think I'm supposed to go either that way or this way. I think it's that way. I'm gonna go that way. I have a question. Galata Bridge? Galata? Eminönü?
Eminönü.
That way? That way? Okay, thank you, bye-bye. So we were going the wrong way. Oops. Eminönü. Okay. Eminönü? Eminönü? Okay. Back on track, folks. Back on track. Hey, would you look at this? I know this place. This is the Spice Bazaar. I've been here before.
This is Turkish Delight.
Oh, thank you. Things are looking up. Free Turkish Delight samples right here. It's a good one. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. You like it, this, I know.
Okay, I hope so. So pretty much everywhere you look here, there are people offering you samples of Turkish Delight, lokum. You've had it once before. This is a very, very popular and very, very well done Turkish snack if you can get it here at the Spice Bazaar. And did I mention it's a free sample? I'll bet you anything that at this very moment, Naik is having a glass of champagne or like fancy food. I can almost taste it. I can almost smell it.
I'm now en route to my lunch spot. It's a bit more out of the center. You can definitely see we're not in the super touristy area anymore. It's like very localized. Really pretty nice. It's a different side of Istanbul. I ordered my main dish and I also got a free appetizer. This is a Turkish dumpling called manti. I'm gonna try it. This looks really delicious. Oh my god. Beef dumpling with, I don't know what kind of sauce it is, but they put some kind of flavored oils on it. This is so delicate, deep, strong flavor. Still quite a bit of sauce in here, so I'm gonna dip it with the bread. This is my main dish. It's lamb shank, slowly roasted. Oh, it's just falling apart here. The lamb is so soft and tender, very flavorful. Oh man. Definitely worth coming here. This is one of the better restaurants in Istanbul actually. It is called Yeni Lokanta. And they also recommend me some Turkish red wine, local wine from the neighborhood. It goes perfectly with the meat.
So that right there is Eminönü Square, which you might remember from when we did our food video in Istanbul. But today we are crossing the bridge right here, the Galata Bridge, to get to the other side, to the neighborhood of Karakoy. As you can see, heavy traffic here on one side of the bridge, and right here a bunch of local fishermen coming to pass their afternoon, see what they can catch here on the strait. Not really sure how good of a fisher you and I would be, so instead of trying our hand at that, we are going to head up there to the Galata Tower. The Galata Tower is a stone tower and one of the most famous landmarks in Istanbul, offering a 360-degree view of the city from the panoramic viewing deck. So I just made it to the Galata Tower. It is actually supposed to be open every day of the week, but it is closed. And when I asked around why it's closed and if it's opening again today, this guy told me that apparently someone committed suicide here today, just like a few hours ago. So it's closed unexpectedly for the rest of the day, which is heavy stuff. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing now. Heavy stuff. So instead of that, we are going to move on to what is probably one of the coolest things, in my opinion, especially for someone who is on a budget, that you can do here in Istanbul. Istanbul is actually located on 2 continents. We are now on the European part, but if we take this ferry, you can go to the Asian part. Not only is it super cool that you can cross between continents on a 20 to 30-minute ferry ride, also this is super cheap to do. This ride from the Galata Bridge to Kadıköy only costs 7 Turkish lira. That is like less than $1. And it gives you these incredible views of the Bosporus Strait. And also, pro tip, if you buy this, the Istanbul Card, that price goes down to 4 Turkish lira. This is similar to a metro card where if you buy it, you can take public transportation on the tram, on the metro, on the boats and ferries for much cheaper than you usually would be able to. And the card only costs you 10 Turkish lira. Thank you. Now, on the left side of the boat, you can see Europe, and on the right side, we are going to Asia. How cool is that? And for this money, it is crazy how beautiful this boat ride is. In most countries, this alone would cost you like 10 bucks or more.
After that nice lunch, I'm now inside the Blue Mosque. After the Hagia Sophia, probably the most famous and beautiful mosque in all of Istanbul. I think the whole mosque is just a giant construction site. Now it seems everything is covered in either cardboard or fabric or something. Here behind me you can see a small corner that is not covered up. Typical blue mosaics that cover the whole mosque. It should be like a complete building covered like this inside and also outside. Slightly disappointing, you can't see more, but hey, it is what it is. They're renovating it and maybe when they're done it's gonna be even prettier than before. Let's move on.
The part I'm in now is the produce market here in the district of Kadıköy. There are loads of vegetable shops here, meat, fish, nuts, everything you could possibly want. Super interesting to see how the vibe here is so completely different and a little bit more hustle and bustle, I would say, than in the European part of town. Here they have sort of every type of olive you could possibly want. I think both in oil and pickle too. Because I managed to spend the whole day in the city while spending almost no money at all, I went for a big dinner to get to my budget, which just goes to show you can get amazing value for money in Istanbul.
Turkish.
I look Turkish? Okay. Yeah. Look at how beautiful these shops are. It makes me just want to buy every single thing in here. Teşekkür. Bye-bye. This is probably not going to be the best decision at this hour to have coffee, but look how cool it looks. That is amazing. Very nice. So this is a spread that we have for our dinner. And look at this. We're down near the harbor, near the pier. Look at that incredible sunset. Oh my goodness. This is super, super good. This is like a sort of köfte wrapped in bulgur and then deep fried. I wonder what Malik's having for dinner. It's probably going to be expensive.
Since I've YOLO'd out my budget for today, I'm gonna keep dinner simple. It's gonna look for something nice and cheap here in one of these streets where they have loads of street food. Managed to find myself a street food shop with loads of fish. They have mussels. They have in Bali egg macs. What I went for, loads of other things. Just 18 lira, about $2. I think this is really perfect.
We just had an absolutely incredible time here in Turkey. We loved it, and we'll definitely be back here at some point in the future. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this dinner. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.